Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Gold and Silver Club end of week review. Great. So welcome to the Gold and Silver Club end of week review today on the 10th of May, presented by myself, Phil Carr and Nick Housey at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we will be reviewing the latest development in the commodities markets. We will be analysing the week's performance. The live session will cover an end of week summary for gold, silver and the commodity currencies. We will look at the top trades of the week. Been a lot of interesting moves this week. We will cover live market commentary and technical analysis with you all. We'll also look at the week ahead, so key events looking forward, and also be answering any questions you may have. So it's certainly been another interesting week for gold in particular. The current price actually at the moment being $1,448 per ounce. So let's just run through some of the major news that we've had over the last week. So just to get you up to speed and up to date, I'm sure a lot of you are aware anyway, but in case you're not, gold has traded lower this week on Chinese economic data and firmer the dollar. On Thursday, 9th of May, gold prices, so just yesterday, gold prices closed the US session modestly lower on a corrective pullback from Wednesday's solid gains influenced by weak economic data from China and a firmer US dollar. We will look at the gold chart very shortly and talk you through some of the trades, certainly the day trades that we've had this week, and how we've capitalized on that. On Thursday, China reported its producer price index dropped more than expected in April to suggest a slowdown in production. So China also reported its consumer price inflation rate rose more than expected. So up 2.4% versus expectations of 2.2% rise on an annual basis. And that data from the world's largest raw commodity consumer was bearish for the precious metals. We've since seen a sell-off on the metals from the 1476 markers where we found resistance, and the price has just reversed from there, which was a level of resistance which worked out quite nicely for those of you who day trade gold. In the US, initial jobless claims decreased by 4,000 to 323,000 in the week ending May the 4th, reaching the lowest level since January 2008, and that follows last week's stronger than expected monthly non-farm payroll reports for April. In fact, those of you who get the non-farm payroll, the forecasts through FX Street may have noticed that we actually managed to get that spot on with 165,000 jobs. On this news, the US dollar strengthened, providing negative pressure on gold and silver, and this trend correlated with major currencies such as euro, Japanese yen and Australian dollar, which also fell against the US dollar. So we had some big moves just on non-farm payroll. And on today's agenda, big news really is going to be at 2:30 UK time, or 2:30 BST, and that is the Bembenaki speech. That's the one to watch today. Federal Annual Conference in Chicago, and the title of the speech is Monitoring Finance. So looking ahead, the big question certainly today is going to be what impact will Bembenaki's speech have on gold and silver prices? And we'll be looking at the pre-announcement setups, and we'll be having a look at the live charts and covering all the latest moves. Okay, so just quickly a little bit about myself and Nick at the Gold and Silver Club. For those of you who are new to these webinars, welcome. I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world: gold, silver, oil and forex. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. I'm also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me on the call, helping to answer your questions, is Nick Housey, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nick spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, he discovered the formula, the mindset, and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications, and we've both appeared on financial television. In fact, here, we were just last week on Dukascopy Swiss TV, giving our monthly views on the gold and silver markets, and also here is just some recent global press. So that's some recent news. Hello to newcomers on the webinar. Yes, hello Lalit, good to see you again. And gold price today. So let's just have a look at the gold price right now. $1,448 an ounce. So it's coming right back to that level of support this morning, near-term or short-term support. We'll have a look at that very shortly. Before we do that, let's just have a look at our top trades of the week. So top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. Okay, excellent. Let's have a look. Welcome to Lucas there as well. The gold has really presented some really nice day trading opportunities. Now, if you're trading gold, or if you're new to really trading the commodities markets, what you need to note is gold actually is more volatile than any other forex pair currently. So gold is moving around about an average of 300 pips a day. The biggest move on gold this year has been 1,600 pips in a single day and over 2,600 pips over a 48-hour period. So gold is absolutely fantastic for day trading because of the volatility on this market. So gold, we've had another opportunity for a nice day trade of just over 300 pips. We came down, we retested that 1440 level, we got a bounce, we got in after we'd seen that that nice setup. You can see the candle there, which we've had a nice dragonfly doji formed on there, and we've entered with a really nice risk to reward, just taking the trade over 24 hours, just back to resistance. Very straightforward trade. Got out back at 1476 for 310 pips profit. We weren't trying to be greedy on the trade, we just recognized that's an area of resistance, and in fact the price has just reversed since then. So nice day trade for a 60-point risk, so for $600 risk on each lot we traded for 3,100 US dollars of profit. So for a 4-to-1 risk to reward, nice day trade there on gold just on Wednesday. And here is USD Japanese yen. This is a position we were automatically triggered into just yesterday, actually. We've been looking at this for quite some time, this potential setup. So we had entry orders just above 100. We got triggered into that. We're still actually in this trade currently. Just giving you an update of the current price this morning. So 101.37. So we've actually moved over 130 pips since this breakout on USD Japanese yen, just entering yesterday on that breakout. The 100 level. So the risk on the trade was 30 pips, and we're currently up over 130 pips. So we're going to be monitoring that closely today, especially before the Ben Bernanke announcement at 2:30. But currently we're up 4-to-1 on that USD dollar Japanese yen trade. Really nice breakout that we saw yesterday. And pound dollar has really been channeling, offering a lot of day trades opportunities as well. You know, pound dollar moves about an average of 100 pips per day. So if you do over 100 pips in any one day, it's a good time to start thinking about banking your profits because it's just very volatile, very choppy at the moment, just consolidating. We've actually coming near some interesting levels of support this morning. But this was just a sell off resistance, 1.5561. All our strategy criteria was ticked in order to sell short, and we just come out at support there at 1.5449 for a profit of 112 pips. So the risk on the trade 26 pips, so 260 US dollars. Risk on the trade for just a simple day trade back down to support for a 3-to-1. We reached it pretty quickly over the course of that day, and we've got a 3-to-1, just a simple day trade on pound dollar. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, good morning to you guys who just attended, and Black Cat, welcome. And what we'll do now is we're going to go through some of the live markets so we'll see what is going on. Do feel free to comment or add any of your questions whilst we do that. Okay, so we go through some live market commentary. So what I shall do is I'm just going to change this, and you're going to be able to see my screen just very shortly. So let's move this across. First market we'll take a look at is going to be gold. Okay, so first market we're going to take a look at is gold. So gold has been very interesting. So at the moment we are just consolidating sideways. This $1,440 an ounce level you can see providing support at the moment. You'll note that we had some resistance just earlier on in the month around late April, on the 19th of April. We found just shy of that resistance, and now that resistance level has become, well, it was a swing high as the price was coming up, and now we've got the price is just coming back down. The swing low is just coming back down to 1440, and you can see that's now providing a level of support, and quite clearly the 1476 to 1485 level is providing a nice level of resistance. So if I just show you very clearly on the chart here, where the price is just channeling at the moment, we're consolidating on gold, providing lots of opportunities to day trade whilst we do this. So you can see where we've had sell short opportunities, long opportunities, sell short, long, prices come back down. So day trading wise, you know, gold, you see a big sell-off often, then you let the market, it will recover. Sometimes you have a dead cat bounce, other times we'll get a genuine recovery. Gold has recovered about 1,500 pips since its big smash down to the 1,322 level, and now we're starting to consolidate. So really, all eyes really on Ben Bernanke's announcement today. Are we going to see the price just come back down to 1440 and then get a bounce and see the price just come back up and stay within this channel? So that's the first thing we'll be paying a lot of attention to. And secondly, are we going to see a break of support in order to take us down, back down to the 1400s and maybe lower? You know, gold's so volatile at the moment on major news announcements that nothing is out of the question here, depending on what the Ben Bernanke speech alludes to today. We shall see, but we're getting very near to support at the moment, so I'll certainly be watching the 1440 level today, and a break from that level. We'll be looking at the lower levels of 1400, a break below 1400s, you're going to be looking again back down to the 1350 level to 1322 level. Now, if for some reason we can get a big rally today, again, you're going to be watching this key level of resistance around the 1480 level, 1486 level, and then we're going to be looking for a potential breakout of the 1486 level. Really, the price needs to clear, ideally, this swing high here, in order for the price to really gain some momentum and get back towards the 1500s. And the 1522 level will be a very important level of potential resistance, because that was a very clear level of support throughout the whole of 2012, and what you may see is previous support there turn resistance. But at the moment, just channeling on gold, very interesting. I'd keep an eye on gold today. It's great for day trading at the moment, so just due to the pips on offer on a daily basis. So keep an eye on gold today. Next market we will take a look at, we will have a look at silver. So silver's not looking as really lucrative as gold at the moment. We'll just put that into, we're just on the daily time frame at the moment, so we'll take a look at silver. So again, we are consolidating, however, it's not as clean as you're seeing on gold at the moment. So we are seeing this whole consolidation. We've got a bit of a box, you know, you can draw there, where the price is just moving between 23.21 up until 24.80. 82. So again, I would be interested in potential tests of this level of support and see if we're going to get a bounce back within this sort of channel that we're seeing develop, or whether we are going to get a break of 23.20, come back down towards the 22 level. We could get a retest of that low, or if we do get some exceptional news, which is weak for the dollar and good for the price of gold and silver. Actually, gold's really had a good move this week. It had a good lift back towards the 1476 level, and we didn't see that follow through with silver. But at the moment, it's still undecided at the moment, and we could see, if the price does manage to get back up to the 24.82, we could see a breakout, and then possibly see this 26 level retested, which was the major level of support again, going back to the whole of 2012. So again, just consolidating on silver at the moment, similar to gold. Gold is a bit more lucrative right now. Silver moves an average of about 70 pips a day. Gold's moving about 250 to 300 pips a day currently. Okay, so let's have a look at New Zealand US dollar. So New Zealand US dollar looking quite interesting. New Zealand US dollar has broken through some levels of support, which would have no doubt stopped some traders out. Let's just have a look at that. Didn't really have the right setup there anyway to be going long on this position once it came down to support last night. So you can see here the price. So let me just show you this level of support. We've also, it's a trend line as well. You see there was some support previously at 0.835. We have broken through that this morning. And now the question will be, are we going to just see this continuation back down to 0.8278 or even lower than that to a key level, Fibonacci level actually 0.8208. So New Zealand dollar looking fairly weak today, and probably just going to get more indication of what that market will do this afternoon after the news announcements. But to me, New Zealand US dollar at the moment, we were potentially are going lower on this market right now after we broke through some support levels just yesterday. But we'll have a look. We'll keep a close eye on that. You probably want to go into a tighter time frame to be able to see what's going on there. We're getting a bit of consolidation around about 0.8333 at the moment. US dollar Japanese yen. So this is our trade that we're currently still in right now, and yeah, so this was a really nice breakout on this key level of resistance that we've been encountering at the 100 level. A lot of analysts looking at this level. We've been looking at for quite some time at the Gold and Silver Club for a break. As I said, we got automatically triggered into this, and we've had a really nice move at the moment. So it's moved over 130 pips since we broke through the 100 level, very important level of resistance. So if you're not in that trade and you're looking to enter into some of the Japanese yen correlations, you might be looking just for a pullback and see if we're going to get a pullback to resistance, which may then become support and lead to the next move higher, or it may just continue to rally. Again, probably get more of an indication this afternoon with the Bernanke speech as to what the Japanese yen is going to do later today. But that's been a really nice move, and you can see where we've finally broken out of that 100 level to really 4-year highs on the US dollar Japanese yen. Okay, and we're going to look across to, actually bear with me, let's look at the euro. So euro really just consolidating. We're still within this consolidation zone on euro. You just want to really see whether the market is going to break down, or if it's going to be able to break out of this sort of box that we're just forming at the moment. So euro just chopping really between support and resistance at the moment. Very choppy, sort of the candle setups which you're getting on this market. It's just consolidating right now. To me, the pound is a bit more lucrative than the euro right now until we have further confirmation of a direction at the moment. It's very much been choppy for about 2 weeks now, the euro. Have been opportunities to go long and short within that range, but it's not ideal. You're better off, in my opinion, with the pound dollar. Oh, here we go. So pound dollar, this is what we're looking at. If we go to, just put it in a 4-hour time frame, here we've got this nice trend forming on pound dollar, which we've been in over the course since about March now. You can see how well we're moving within this trend. It's very, it's really quite straightforward to see this the trend forming on pound dollar and how you can take advantage of that. So you can see where we're just getting these moves from the trend. Yep. And we've just sold off from that trend now, and we're quite. I would certainly keep an eye on pound dollar now because we're about to come down, test the level of support at 1.5374, also that lower trend line. So I'm going to definitely be keeping an eye on pound dollar this morning and seeing if we get a nice bounce off that level. So keep an eye on pound dollar, guys. To me, much more interesting than euro right now. Better risk to reward, and yeah, it's just a bit more lucrative for a day trade. Pound dollar obviously moves around about 100 pips a day, so we'll see if we get a bounce, nice bounce on pound dollar. USD Canadian dollar, still really staying within this trend channel, this downward trending trend channel, which we've again, it's not really giving you the great pips on these trades. In between the day trades here, it's moving around 40-50 pips a day, which it's not really as lucrative as gold or pound dollar, euro USD. But having said that, it's moving. It's slow moving, but it is moving quite clearly just between these channels as well. You can see we've got a nice inverse hammer forming at the moment, which you could see further downside. If you do see downside in the USD Canadian dollar this morning, we might just see a bit of support in gold and silver. But again, I would wait for more confirmation with the news coming out this afternoon. So USD Canadian dollar still staying within that trend. Australian US dollar, so look interesting. Broke through support yesterday. There was no setup in order to go long, so you wouldn't have been caught in that breakdown. It's very clearly just broken down, really not much support in between. We're getting a bit of a bounce off this key fib level this morning, 1.00344. So we'll be watching that this morning. Euro USD still looking very weak right now in terms of the overall where it could go to. We'll see if this is going to break down lower or if we start to find some support, but certainly based on the candles there, it's not. It looks quite bearish still. So we've had a lot of downside, and key moving averages are pointing are not looking good for this market. You don't really want to catch a falling knife, so Australian US dollar, not my favourite to be looking at this morning. There are better opportunities on gold and pound dollar today. So those are really the main markets we want to look at with you guys: gold, silver, the commodity currencies there as well, and also the US dollar, Japanese yen trade that we're currently still in. So if there are any questions now, let me just quickly check the chat and see if you've got any questions there. Okay, possibly a few questions come through. Okay, good. So a question from Johannes there. How do we see the correlation of Australian dollar and gold right now? Is it still relevant if we see a big move on gold? Well, yeah, I mean, we're seeing some weakness certainly this morning on Australian US dollar, and we're also seeing the same things follow through on gold. So yeah, essentially, if Ben Bernanke, the announcement this afternoon is very strong for the dollar, you will see weakness in gold, and certainly the weakness will follow through with Australian US dollar as well. Australian dollar being paired against the US dollar. If the announcement this afternoon provides weakness for the US dollar, then we will see some support in gold and probably some short-term support on Australian US dollar. I would rather trade the derivatives than Australian dollar at the moment, so I would look at Australian New Zealand dollar is looking interesting right now. You had a really nice strong dragonfly doji on the daily time frame 4 days ago, which is offering a very nice potential risk reward on that market. You might even want to look across to things like Australian dollar, Japanese yen, and look at if the price was to continue to go down with Australian dollar. Just the derivatives of that seem to have some potential stronger risk to rewards there. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, wow, that's really we've been in short this for quite some time, but this is really potentially going to come back down to a major level of support around the 0.995. So for me, if we get a really nice bounce on gold, you don't want to be overexposed. So if you're going long gold and you start going long Australian US dollar, for example, and long New Zealand US dollar, you really are overexposed in one market direction. So you'd be better off trading a derivative of Australian dollar or one of the other markets just highlighted there, which is providing a better risk to reward. But certainly today, I would put more focus, on gold today, and just this morning pound dollar, and look at some of the Japanese yen pairs as well. So just to summarize there for you guys, so gold looking interesting. We're looking at the 1440. We're looking just between these levels of support and resistance today. See if we get supported or a breakdown in price. Silver at the moment, I'm still keeping an eye on silver, see if we get a support, see if the price comes down to test 23.21, or if we find support at the current level and rally back to 24.82. New Zealand US dollar, potentially more downside on this. I'll be looking for a break of the current level and see if we're going to come back down to 0.8278. US dollar, Japanese yen is breaking out. As I said, we're still in this trade long from a break of 100. Euro USD is just chopping about at the moment. I know it's getting a bounce off the key moving average here. Pound dollar, looking to see if it's going to come down to 1.537 and get a bounce off that level. We're coming near to some support here in a trend line, so I'll be looking at that. USD Canadian dollar could find weakness, got an inverse hammer set up there, but it's just not really that lucrative in terms of the amount of pips you could get out of the trade. Australian US dollar finding a little bit of support at the price where it is now, but it has had a big move to the downside. To me, it's ideal. It still can see further downside. I'd rather look at something like Australian New Zealand dollar if I was going to play the strength in Australian dollar, particularly if New Zealand dollar breaks through that key support. I would expect Australian dollar to rally against the New Zealand dollar, and we're at some interesting levels on Australian New Zealand dollar. Okay, fantastic. Great. So with that, guys, we're going to move on to see what the news is, the upcoming news for today and for the following week. Okay, just a quick question there from Lalit before we go to the news. So if USD, I think you mean USD CAD goes up, is it bad for gold and silver. Well, if the USD Canadian dollar goes up, you just want to look at gold and silver. You'll probably see the correlation, and gold and silver would likely be falling, because essentially if that market is going up, it means there's strength in the US dollar and weakness in gold and silver. So yes, they are inversely correlated, Lalit, to answer your question there. You are spot on. Okay, so before we go into the news, there's another question from Lanet. So what is our personal view on today's market? Should we go in at 1440 level? Yeah, Lanet, I'll just go over the analysis we've just done. Look at those key levels at the 1440 and the key resistance at the 1476 level there. So those are the key levels you want to be looking at certainly today on gold. So let's look at the week ahead. So today at 1:30 p.m. we have the CAD employment change. That measures the change in the number of people employed. Job creation is an important indicator of consumer spending, so a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the CAD, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the CAD, and that's important obviously because of the CAD relation to gold, the inverse relationship. At 2:30 p.m. today we have Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke as head of the Fed, which controls the short-term interest rates. Chairman Bernanke has more influence over the US dollar value than any other person, so that's going to be a very important announcement for us. So traders closely watch his speeches. Of course, we will as well, as they are often used to drop hints regarding future monetary policy. So his comments may determine a short-term positive or negative trend. It's important because USD is correlated to gold, as you of course know. Monday, 1:30, we have US core retail sales, and that measures the change in the total value of sales at the retail level in the US. It excludes automobiles, and it's an important indicator of consumer spending. It's also considered as a pace indicator for the US economy. Higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. That's next Monday, 1:30. Tuesday at 10 a.m. we have the German ZEW economic sentiment. That economic sentiment index gauges the 6-month economic outlook. Okay, so in terms of that, level above 0 indicates optimism, below indicates pessimism. The reading is compiled by a survey of over 350 German institutional investors and analysts. Higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the euro, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the euro. So certainly important for your euro trades. That's important because of the euro correlation to gold as well. Next Thursday, 12:50, we have 12:50 in the morning, the Japanese GDP, important for your JPY trades. That measures the annualized change in the inflation-adjusted value of goods and services produced by the economy. It's the broadest measure of economic activity. Higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the Japanese yen, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Next Thursday at 1:30 we also have the US core CPI. That measures the changes in the price of goods and services excluding food and energy. CPI is important because it measures price changes from the perspective of the consumer. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. So again, that will affect the majority of currency pairs. Okay. Fantastic. So as we come towards the end there, of course, if you'd like to request information on our gold, silver and Forex courses and join our live trading room programs, please go to www.goldandsilverclub.com/course-form. I'll show you how you can do that, or you can contact us. Any questions at all, do get in touch at office@thegoldandsilverclub.com. Our telephone number there is 0207 193 0403, and you can also get in touch at 852 8191 0403, our Asia Pacific office. So let me just quickly show you how you do that. So if you are interested in joining our quite lucrative live trading room, you just go to Learn to Trade on our website. Now we get a lot of questions on this. So just go to the website, Learn to Trade, and very simply you'll have a form there you can fill out, and once you've filled that out, Zena will be in touch with you today very quickly, and will organise to have more information sent to you. Okay, fantastic. Right, so as we come to an end, of course, do also subscribe to our newsletter at goldandsilverclub.com. You receive our free weekly gold, silver, and commodity currency news, live market analysis, and prices. Fantastic. Okay, with that, guys, Wishing you all a fantastic weekend. Have a great day's trading this afternoon, and we will, of course, see you back here same time next week at 11 o'clock. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the week's trading. Okay, guys, so we'll see you later, and take care. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.